Welcome to yet another episode of Work for the Left Side this week. I thought I was done. I thought I was out, and I got pulled back in again. Of course, it is AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Forbidden Door on Sunday night. So how could we not do a hype show? How could I not do so many episodes and not speak to Mr. AEW himself? Ash, how good, man?
Greetings, humans. Yeah, not too bad. Had a bit of a naff day with the doggo and stuff, as you know. My old boy doggo. He crossed the Rainbow Bridge today, so here to talk about happy, positive things.
Exactly,
so,
that's what wrestling does.
Thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Towers.
This is what wrestling is. You know, folks also talk about. And yeah, you know, in the memory of chaos, let there be chaos. As I'm sure.
Let there be chaos. I like it. Yeah.
So, yeah, dude, I will. You're obviously the man with the plan. You've got the matches in front of you.
I have.
We don't know the card. We don't know the layout. So we just got to do them as like they're kind of listed.
Right. Okay. So I've got them kind of written down as I kind of assume it'll be in, but whatever, completely guessing. So let's just start with the one that's I've got the most to say about, I guess, around, and that is CM Punk versus Satoshi Kojima, which is a first round Owen Hart Cup match. So on paper, that's a good match, but goddamn, I've wanted Punk versus Kenta for like what? When was Kenta in NXT? Like 2014 or something? Like literally
8 years ago now, isn't it?
Years ago, bro. So like I've wanted Kenta versus Punk for the longest time, and it really, really felt like it was going to happen. And now it's not happening. And like Kojima's cool and stuff. I don't know a lot about him, to be fair. I've seen him like 2 matches, but in no way trying to diminish Kojima's legacy, because the man's a legend from what I can gather. But god damn, I wanted Kenta and Punk so badly.
Apparently, it's never gonna happen. I don't know why, but Kenta's come out and said never gonna happen. You know, I think he's refusing to fight the guy.
I think because Kenta invented the GTS, Punk then took it for his own move. So then when Kenta went to NXT, he couldn't use his own move because Punk was using it at the same time. And I think, I don't know what to believe, but like I feel like Kenta doesn't want to put the guy who stole his move over, having his own move used on him to be beaten in the process. So yeah, I kind of see why, but you know.
As a fan, obviously, yeah, it's one of those matches that you kind of like, yes, you know, it's the battle. It writes itself. You know, the first person to hit the GTS wins the match. You know, both guys will know 100 counters to it. Blah blah blah. Yeah, it writes itself. But as you sort of said, the match we've got will still be a good match. Obviously, it's nice to see Punk involved in Forbidden Door this year.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I think again, I don't know much about obviously the dude he's facing, but you've got to think he's on Forbidden Door. He's got to be worth something, otherwise, you know, they're not going to be giving him this showcase.
Yeah, for sure.
Any New Japan fans watching this cursing my name at the minute for Bismarck not knowing the actual person that much, I apologize. There's just so much wrestling in the world.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I've only seen 2 matches with him, and I think that one of which was like a 6-man tag or 8-man tag or something. So I only saw like a little bit of him within that match. So yeah, I know the name more than I know the guy's legacy. I do need to educate myself a little bit there, but yeah, I think it's quite obvious Mr. Punk, Mr. Pepsi Phil was going to get the win here. Like,
yeah, there's no way he's not going over. Sure, it'd be a banging match, though. You know, you've got the whole Owen Hart tournament thing as well to live up to. You know, being done, anything that's done in the name of Owen Hart has got to be held up to a certain level of awesomeness.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it'll be a very, very enjoyable match, and we'll see who Pepsi Phil gets in the next round.
Definitely, we'll see. And it would make sense for Punk to be in it and maybe win it, unless there's more like story stuff to happen later down the line, because it's Owen Hart and he's a massive Bret Hart fan. So
yeah,
Harts in general.
Well, so, the whole big thing with Dax last year wanting to win it, didn't they? Because obviously we all know FTR massive Hart fans. We know Punk's Hart fans. If you noticed on Collision last week, they were wearing the pink and black attack.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, instead of Dax this year, we've got Pepsi Phil going.
Yeah, I'm curious, you know, because the Punk and Samoa Joe feud was like hinted at. Does Samoa Joe interrupt a match down the line somewhere? And I don't know. We'll see. Should be cool anyway.
Definitely. What's the next one on the card?
So let's go with Les Suzuki Gods. So we've got Jericho and Suzuki and Sammy Guevara, who obviously are a little bit strained at the moment, versus Sting and Darby and a mystery partner that will be announced on Collision on Saturday night. I've absolutely no idea who it might be, so it's going to be interesting to see who it is.
Yeah, there's numerous people in there they could roll out and do top four kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting dynamics, mostly around Jericho. Obviously, he's been having he's had a couple of standoffs with Sting recently, and then obviously when Sammy came out for that promo, like was it like 10 days ago, he came out for a promo and he was talking about the JAS, and I was just like, Jericho's going to come out, and then like literally Jericho's music hit, because he's going to turn face, which then would mean a feud against Mr. Jericho would make sense, I suppose.
Yeah, I think Sammy's ever going to turn face. Obviously, you know, they've announced, you know, they announced he's going to be a dad. He's got the fans behind him. The fans are happy, obviously, you know, as anybody should be.
He delivered big time in the Four Pillars title match as well. It was really, really good from Sammy.
Yeah, I mean, I've never questioned the guy's ability. We've both said, you know, the guy can go.
Yeah.
Like him, he's just a little twat.
Why, you little?
Yeah, exactly. But now that he's going to be a dad, it's like if you're going to get behind him at any point, it's going to be now. It's going to be like, oh, you know what? He's going to be a dad. He's going to change his ways. He's going to be lovable for about 2 months, and then it's be like, no, it's just still Sammy. I'm going to beat the crap out of him.
Yeah. So should be interesting. I am keen to know who this mystery partner is. I've no idea. I don't even know where to start. Hopefully it's like El Fantasma or something, because he's not on the card, and that's a shame.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of any New Japan guys like it could be. I'm trying to think of matches for Suzuki. I can't remember his name. I don't know if he's on the card at any point. But the guy who had the banger with Eddie Kingston, Ishii.
Oh, right, yeah. Ishii is in a different match on this card, so maybe not. I don't know. Lance Archer's got history with Suzuki because he was in Suzuki-gun, but then does that mean? I don't know whether Lance Archer is a heel or a face. He's just Lance Archer, really, isn't he? Just murders everybody, but he's still a sound guy.
But I think he's still part of Suzuki Academy, so I think he works heel over there, so I can't see him going against him. Anything's happened where he's left the group, but I don't know about. So I would pop huge for Archer, but I think he's still working heel over there. So whoever it's going to be, I'm sure the fact that they're saving it as a mystery partner means it's got to be, you know, worth a pop.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, man, I'm speculating. Obviously, the Muta's retired, so I can't. Maybe a year ago, and I'm like, oh shit, you know, they're going to pull Muta over. Is he going to be involved in some way, shape, or form with his history of Sting? But he's flat out retired now, unless he goes full on Flair and comes out. No.
I'm never going to retire. I mean, it's never say never, right? That's the thing. But my first thought was Muta as we were talking, actually. But then I thought, but then you've got Sting and Muta on the same team. They're both like in the 60s or whatever. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's possible. Who knows?
So, but yeah, I think Sting and Darby will pick up the W, and whoever the partner is,
Yeah.
Match, and Sammy will obviously get the pin. Sammy will eat the pinfall, and obviously that will build to the feud between him and Jericho, building kind of thing.
I've got a little feeling that Sammy might leave mid-match, and then Suzuki will eat the pin.
Right, okay.
And that will then make the whole Jericho Guevara dynamic a little bit more strained. But
either way, it works, to be fair. But Sammy will be involved in some way, shape, or form in how this match ends, whether it's or because he stares at the lights, kind of thing.
Yeah. So yeah, that should be a good one, and we always good when we get to sing Suzuki's theme, so that's good. So should we move on to another match? So we have an Owen Hart Cup first round women's match, which is Athena versus Billy Starks. This could be on the pre-show. I don't know. I'm just theorizing, but this is quite cool for Billy Stark. She's like 18, dude, and she's on like a major card, so that's amazing for her. And Athena's good as well, so always happy to see Athena.
Yeah, she's kind of dropped off the radar again at the minute. She'd be a perfect fit for the Outcasts for me. I'm surprised I haven't kind of thought about using her within the Outcasts just for something to do. Like I say, Billy Stark's young, 18. Give her a taste of what's to come.
Yeah.
It's just it's because I know I'm pretty certain this is definitely on the buy-in. I remember seeing something like a graphic for being on the buy-in. So they must again have faith in it, because the whole point of the buy-in is to get people who are in two minds to be like, what, we'll buy the show.
Yeah, like what you said earlier about Kingston and Ishii, that was the buy-in last year, and that was such a good match. Holy shit. And then Kingston gets on the mic and goes, buy the fucking pay-per-view. Literally. How long have I got? 5 seconds? Buy the fucking pay-per-view. Absolutely legendary. So, yeah, I do expect Athena's working ROH quite a lot at the moment because she's the ROH Women's Champion. So that might be why she's not really around on AEW all that much. But I do expect Athena wins and progresses here. Yeah.
Talks will be made to look good in defeat, and it'll be a very enjoyable match.
Yeah, for sure. She's good, man. She's really good, Billy Starks. She had a match on Dark against Britt Baker, I think, at the end of last year, and they went 20 minutes, and it was fucking awesome, dude. She gave Baker a good run for her money. Baker made her look like a star as well, so that was really cool to see. So yeah, cool.
Nice. Well, is Jungle Boy got any chance on the next on the list?
It can be, very much so. Yeah. So we've got the IWGP World Title, Sonada versus Jack Perry with Hook in his corner. What are you thinking on this?
I think I don't know, man. Jungle Boy's due a belt, or does he get a New Japan belt? Does he sort of get that push? I can't see it, but from that close, that he will then become a credible challenge for any belt they want him to be on Dynamite or Collision, kind of thing. I don't get why Hook's in his corner. It's not like the other guy's coming out with somebody. There's no history of shenanigans.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's just because they had the very short Jungle Hook run, didn't they? That people seem to be quite happy about, but it lasted like what 2 matches, 1 or 2 matches. I think there is a character shift about to happen for Jack Perry, because obviously Jungle Boy is his nickname now, not his full name, because it's Jungle Boy Jack Perry. I do feel like Christian was trying to get him to be Jungle Man, basically, with the concerto and all that kind of stuff. And then MGF said to him during the Four Pillars program about he's not one to make the big boy decisions, or I'm paraphrasing, but that's what ended up costing him in the end, wasn't it? Because he had the title belt, didn't he? And he chose not to use it. And I feel like he's just going to snap eventually. And he's the most babyface person in AEW, but I do feel like there's a character, maybe heel shift coming soon. I really do.
If Sammy's turning face, it would kind of make sense for him to go heel. So you've got faces 2 heels out of the 4 pillars. That always seems to be the dynamic.
Yeah, I've looked at it from that angle before. Yeah, fair. That makes sense.
I'll be very curious to see Jack Perry working heel, to be fair, because like I said, he's just naturally a face.
Yeah.
I think he could work heel. I'll be curious. I definitely think it would be. And if he's working heel, does he eventually then go back with Christian and Luchasaurus?
That was one of my light bulb moments the other day. I feel like Hook's in the match to be on the receiving end of a potential heel turn.
Yeah.
But then, like you just said, like, does he finally join up with Christian Cage and Luchasaurus, the man that Christian wanted him to be, kind of thing?
Yeah.
It'd be interesting.
As always with AEW, it's fantasy booking galore. We're talking, there's different avenues or different roads they can go down on any given match. That's why we've said it before. That's why we enjoy talking about it so much.
Yeah.
But for me, Jack Perry isn't going to win this match. He's going to come close. Again, as AEW do very, very well, they make people look like an absolute fucking force in defeat. I think AEW do that very well. Whenever anybody loses a match, they still look like a force. There's still something. They put on a damn good match, and they still look credible going forward. And I think, potentially, like I said, he loses the match, loses his shit. Hook gets a fucking twatting, and heel jungle boy is born.
Heel boy, I like it. He's going to start painting himself red.
Again, I think it's going to be a banging match. The guy he's going up against, obviously, he's got the belt. He's got the belt for a reason.
That was awesome. He wasn't even on the card at all last year. He was in. So this time last year, he was a member of Los Ingobernables, Japan, but he had like blonde hair and a blonde beard. But he left LIJ and joined just Five Guys. Yes, burgers, hungry. And he like shaved his beard off and dyed his hair black, and he looks like a completely different dude. And within a few months, he's the world champ. So it's been a hell of a year for Sanada, really. Pretty cool. The social media back and forth between these two has been quite funny, actually, because Sanada put out the open challenge. And then obviously Jack Perry accepted. But then Sanada was like, I've never even heard of Jack Perry. I was hoping someone a bit more important was going to accept the challenge. But then Jack Perry's come back and saying, I've never seen a Sanada match, so that's fine. So just a bit of cheekiness coming from each side. So fair play.
That's what it's for. Social media at its best is. It's an extra form of wrestling storylines for me. When social media is used as it should be, in my opinion, it's just an extension of an episode of Dynamite, an extension of Raw, an extension of SmackDown, or whatever. When you got wrestlers just going at each other, it's awesome, and I like to see it.
Good stuff. Yeah, man. So should we move on to the next one?
Yeah, go for it.
Why don't we go for the AEW Women's Title match, which is Toni Storm versus Willow Nightingale, who is the New Japan Strong Women's Champion, even though she is an AEW talent. So she is the New Japan representative in this match.
Okay.
So to me, the original match here should have been Mercedes Moné, who got injured in the title match against Willow. Yeah. Willow ended up winning. Mercedes put Willow over regardless of her broken ankle. And it would have been Mercedes versus Hayter. That is, literally, like, that face summed it up. That would have been marquee business right there. But I'm sure these two ladies will smash it, but it is not marquee compared to what it could be. So they're my thoughts, really. I'm sure
it'll be a good match.
Yeah.
Toni Storm retains. It'll probably be a very solid 10-minute encounter, no less. And yeah, on to the next one.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's not been announced yet, but I have seen a leak for Rampage. What's happening tonight? So Adam Cole got confronted by Filthy Tom Lawler and challenged to a match. So that has been added to the card. Adam Cole versus Filthy Tom Lawler. So, but yeah, that's not officially announced until Rampage tonight. So, and you don't watch it too much these days, but so I'll just fill you in there. So yeah, that is on the card. Do you know much of Filthy Tom Lawler?
Not familiar too much of the guy's work, but you had me sort of sold as soon as you said Adam Cole. So yeah, that's.
I've only seen a couple of Filthy Tom Lawler matches. He was the very first New Japan Strong Openweight champion, and I think he held the belt for like 400 days or something. So give him his props, man. Very much so.
Credentials are legit then, basically.
Yeah.
So, well, channeling 97 WCW, Kevin Sullivan and Jackie, he's too legit to quit.
Andy Samberg does that in one of his movies. I forget now. Hot Rod, is it too legit to quit? Or I can't remember. Anyway, sorry, you're making me think of Andy Samberg now, which is always a winner.
Cool. Yeah, Adam. Other dude. It's going to be an awesome match. That's the thing. I'm going into this. I know 80% of the names, and the ones I don't know, I'm just taking as they're going to be awesome because they won't be on the fucking card otherwise.
Yeah, 100%. There's still loads of people missing that I'd love from New Japan to be on this card, and I'm a bit sad that they're missing, but you know, I'll get to that at the end. So shall we cover the next match? So let's do the international title match. So we've got the international champion Orange Cassidy versus the New Japan TV champ Zack Sabre Jr. versus the ROH Pure champ Katsuyori Shibata versus Danny Garcia and his dance moves.
Oh my fucking days!
It's ridiculous. What a lineup!
Oh, amazing talent, amazing people. I'm just going to sidebar for a second, get out of my system so I can go back to being the positive Pete. What the fuck are they doing with Garcia at the minute? What's been this whole sort? You know, he's gone from nearly joining the BCC back in the day, being a technical, as opposed to a sport trainer. And anyway, yeah, back himself. Zack Sabre Jr., man. Orange Cassidy, Garcia. And the other guy, obviously, I totally forgot his name. But yeah, it's just going to be a freaking. It reminds me, this to me is going to be this year's equivalent of last year. We had Aleister Black, Miro, the cowboy guy,
Black Connors.
Yes.
Pac. Yeah, that was a great match. That was a really great match.
Yes. This is the fatal four-way to rival that this year.
Yeah, but it's going to be very technical because you could got Shibata, Sabre Jr., Garcia, like doing all the technical stuff, and obviously Cassidy can hold his ground, but he's not quite as technical as the rest. It's going to be very interesting. I'm well up for this. I love everybody in this match very much. So happiness.
I do. Well, I mentioned it now because obviously we've still got to discuss the other match. But I get why they've done the other match because it's a marketing match, it's a massive name. But part of me still like, I want Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. That was the match I was banking on for this year. They teased it with last year, we didn't get it. Why did they not give it to us this year?
I thought we were going to get it, but you know what? I've thought of this, and I think it's happening at All In.
Okay, yes. Makes sense. Okay.
Complete assumption, but I think it's happening at All In.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, who am I to question the logic of Uncle Tony? But
Uncle Tony.
My initial reaction was like, for fuck. I've been hyped for this match since last year, and I'm sure they'll meet in the ring. I'm just like, damn it, I wanted it tonight, or I wanted it tomorrow night, or Sunday night. Fucking whenever it drops.
I wanted it yesterday.
Wanted it last year. So, but yeah, this match, regardless, take that off the table. I think this is going to be another showcase. Last year, Cassidy got to show what he could do against Ospreay. You know what I mean? That was the match of the night for me last year.
Smashed it. Absolutely smashed it.
And yeah, you've got Cassidy in the ring with. I think Garcia's going to shine as well. Garcia will be like, okay. I mean, the boy's eating the mushrooms. He's leveling up. Yes.
Yeah. So should be belter. I because there's already 3 champions in this match, I do expect Cassidy to retain.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't hate anyone winning the international title in this match, to be honest with you. I wouldn't hate it at all.
I would love Zack Sabre to win it. That'd be quality, holding 2 belts. But if anybody's going to win it, I could see it being Garcia. If Orange drops it, I could see Garcia, purely because of the continuity on AEW television. They're guaranteed to be on it on a weekly basis, whereas obviously Garcia's there every week. So if Cassidy drops it, it'll be to Garcia.
That would be cool. I'm bang up for this. So yeah, this is one of my most anticipated matches of the night. One of 7? To be fair,
take your pick. It's just really 5-star matches. It's just like
literally. So
for me, Cassidy retains, but if he does lose, it's to Garcia.
Yeah, sure. Whatever happens, I'm happy with. To be fair, all good. Should we do the next match?
Yep.
So weirdly, I feel like the following 3 matches after this are going to be bigger, but this is the AEW title match. MJF versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. Let's go, Ace. So I love how this match was set up. I love it. It's so funny. So what was the last? Double or Nothing, wasn't it? Double or Nothing media scrum. MJF disregards New Japan as like a indie fed or something like that. A bullshit indie fed. I can't remember the exact words he said. So I didn't think anything more of that at the time. But then when I realised Forbidden Door was literally weeks away, I was like, hang on a minute. Yeah, I didn't sprinkle in the season. I actually predicted it was going to be Tanahashi because he's like Mr. New Japan, like legendary, and him losing doesn't like diminish his credibility as a legend and a threat and stuff. So MJF will win, but this is going to be fucking so much fun. I expect shenanigans as per usual. MJF always delivers, and Tanahashi's more than the acceptable dance partner for anyone, really. So yeah, excited for this.
God, yes. The thing is with these Forbidden Door things is sometimes I'm like, I wish they wouldn't make it for the title because it kind of becomes obvious. Not obvious, but you've got a very good idea who's going to win because it's the AEW title. And if this match wasn't for the AEW title, I'd be like, Tanahashi's just winning this every day of the week. But because it's for the title, it's like, MJF's winning it. By shenanigans, I think, again, Tanahashi will look very strong in defeat or be protected. But yeah, MJF gets the victory. But for me, I think it would have been nice to see MJF, old Maxwell, eating humble pie. Looking at the lights. For once.
I don't expect that to happen. I do expect, but one of these years, we're gonna get a New Japan guy winning the world title, like Okada or Ospreay. Having not been signed, someone's gonna win it, and that's gonna be huge whenever that happens.
Yeah.
Definitely.
There's so many moments in this video when I edit it that I'm just gonna have the Randy Marsh ectoplasm.
Splooge. Just have that meme to hand because it happens very often.
That's it. When I upload it, it's just going to be Randy Marsh. I'm not even going to do a graphic for it. I've decided it'll just be Randy Marsh and ectoplasm.
For sure.
Yeah, obviously MJF gets the 1, 2, 3. It's going to be a freaking awesome match, though. Say other matches feel bigger, which is weird because this is the AEW champion. But I think this could potentially be the show stealer, just purely because of the talent, the guys involved. I think the story is going to be awesome. The psychology is going to be awesome.
I can work with that. MJF, every match. I know he's only had 3 matches this year on AEW TV, but he smashes it every time. He delivers the psychology, the pacing, the story. The guy's amazing. Like, literally.
And it's even like maybe prior to the last pay-per-view, you could have been like, oh, it's because he's working with Punk. It's because he's working with Danielson. No. Last view worked for Jungle Boy, Darby, Sammy. And while they're good, MJF's obviously the fucking leader out of the 4. He would have been running that match.
He's the guy.
The match, and yeah, that was one of the best 4-ways I've seen in many, many years.
I loved it. I thought it was tremendous. I've watched it 3 times, and that doesn't happen very often. Apparently, MJF pitched that entire program. It was his idea, which tells you a lot about the guy's mentality as well. He wants to raise other people up and stuff. So yeah, he plays a douchebag weasel on TV, but the guy has it. Just literally, he has it. So. Yeah, he's very divisive because of his character and stuff like that. But like, if you take all that away, the guy smashes it. And for him to be 27 years old, it's wild how good he is. It's incredible.
That's it. And it's not like, he's 27 and he's a freak. It's not like he's a Brock Lesnar. He's there because he's a freak of nature, and he just looks. The guy's had to put the freaking effort in. He's not a guy. This guy, Adam Cole, says maybe he shouldn't be taking any piss tests anytime soon, but the guy's got the brain for it.
100%, yeah, very much so. So yeah, this should be very much enjoyable. But MJF retains.
Yeah, definitely. Potentially, this sounds weird because of the next 2 matches we're going to talk about. This could be the match of the night.
It could well be, yeah. I mean, yeah, there could be about multiple matches of the night. So, should we move on to the next one?
Go for it.
This one is going to be absolute carnage. So, we've got the Elite with Eddie Kingston and Tomohiro Ishii going up against the Blackpool Combat Club. So, that's Mox and Yuta and Castagnoli, just to be clear, with Shota Umino and Konosuke Kuteshka. I can't say that word. I've struggled with that word all the time. So yeah, Takeshita and Umino with the BCC. Like, I look at that and I just think that is a complete Blackpool Combat Club right there. Other than obviously Danielson, but like, those 2 guys, they're the missing links. They really, really are. Like, wow. So I'm so hyped to see this match for the Blackpool Combat Club side of things. I'm a bit confused. Well, I'm not confused. I get it. Kingston wants the ROH title. So obviously, him and Castagnoli have got a story to tell again.
They've got 10 years worth of beef to get out.
Yeah, for sure. Eddie Kingston just hates everybody, including Mox at the moment. But yeah, this is going to be absolute carnage, and I'm here for it.
The mystery partner as well. You got the Bucks, you got Page, you got Kingston, and then you've got your mystery opponent. There's still a mystery partner to be announced, is there not?
It's no, that's Eddie Kingston and Tomohiro Ishii.
Oh, is Ishii? That's how I have missed the. Okay, so that's where, because obviously I mentioned Ishii earlier.
Yeah,
I'd like him be on the Derby Sting team. Oh shit! So you got Kingston and Ishii on the same team this time, like mutual respect.
Yeah.
Based on last year's buy-in match, those guys got the mutual respect.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So it should make for a tasty encounter.
Ishii versus, just at some point during this match, you're going to get Moxley and Ishii in the ring, and they're just throwing forearms at each other.
Damn.
And it's going to be Richter scale. It's like, it's just like, wow.
Yeah. So I'm bang up for this.
We had 2 more to go, which I thought was the Danielson and Omega matches. Yeah, I kind of totally forgot about this, and now I feel bad.
No, it's okay.
It's just going to be a freaking train wreck.
It's going to be madness, isn't it? Like, and obviously BCC will have Don Callis in their corner. Don Callis said something quite funny recently about Takeshita. I can't say that word. So he said, when Konosuke Takeshita walks into a room, his dick's already been in the room for 2 minutes, which is just like, I mean, completely Don Callis.
So it's a very Zlatan comment, I will say.
Yeah,
I've just Zlatan quotes this last week, and I could just imagine some of them just fitting in right here. But when Tanahashi turns up for training, if he turns up late, everybody else gets fined for turning up early.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. So I'm not quite sure what to think might happen in this match. Obviously, Kingston and Castagnoli are probably going to brawl.
Yeah.
There's going to be another Mox in Kingston face to face. I think the BCC will win here. I don't.
Didn't they win last time though because of Tanahashi because of the interference from Takeshita? So I think the hung books are due a W. I would have thought.
You think? I don't know. I feel like when I look at the BCC's lineup compared to the other side, BCC is. God damn, that's so cool, man. Seriously, I'm completely in awe at like the additions of Umino and Takeshita to the BCC. I'm in awe at it, to be honest with you. So say that again, dude.
Andy Marsh, ectoplasm again.
Yeah, for sure. So I did ponder whether tonight was not tonight, but Forbidden Door was going to be where Ibushi debuts, but it doesn't make sense to me because of what happened with Ibushi leaving New Japan. Yeah. There was like some kind of he fell out with a higher up in New Japan for basically outing this guy for being a douchebag. So it all left very sour tastes in people's mouths and stuff. So I don't feel like it's going to be Forbidden Door, but never say never. But no, I don't feel like it's going to be Forbidden Door because Kenny would need to be involved in that match, and he's got a different match. So, yeah.
Yeah, unless he gets involved in the Ospreay Kenny match in some way, shape, or form. Maybe he helps Kenny, or he helps the Brav and gets it.
Yeah, my thoughts on Ibushi for a while was it was going to be blood and guts, but I don't know. You never know, do you?
We always said that he was going to join against the BCC. He was going to be like the Elite's secret weapon, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was going to join the BCC, and then Ibushi was going to level the other side.
Yeah, something like that. But either or, I feel like this is going to be amazing. So, hook it into my veins.
I don't know. I can't call it. I don't want to call who's going to win on this one. I'm just going to watch the match and just enjoy the hell out of it.
Yeah, for sure. That's what it's there for. So, bang on. Should we move on to the semi-main event?
We'll go Danielson, I think.
Yep. Danielson versus Kazuchika Okada for who's the best? Who's the best versus the best? So, what do you think?
Danielson's got to get the W, but I don't know though. I kind of feel it's very AEW heavy. It can't be AEW through and through because New Japan are going to be like, well, you're pissing all over our guys. What's going on, kind of thing. So I think at some point, obviously, New Japan need to look good as well. And again, I don't know because this one could go either way, and I think in defeat, either guy will still look amazing. But every match we've said so far has been pretty much the AEW guys winning. So I think by the time we get to this point, yeah, man, I think, if I was Danielson, I'd be, getting an umbrella because, the Rainmaker's fucking.
Can't do it without the camera panning out as you do it. You just look a twat like I just did. Yeah,
Yep.
I've been thinking Okada for the past couple of days, to be honest with you.
I think it's got to be.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's awesome. I'm happy either way. But logically, to keep both companies happy, some New Japan guys have got to be made to, pick up the W's, and they've got to look good doing it, kind of thing. And I think Okada. I don't know though, unless Ospreay's the New Japan guy to end the night, with his arm raised. It's I think depending which way it goes, because obviously these are going to be the last two matches. I don't. If Okada wins, Ospreay loses. If Okada loses, Ospreay wins. For me, I don't think it's a double New Japan victory.
Yeah, I'm sticking to my Okada wins theory.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just have a feeling.
Do you think Omega's going to win then?
Yes.
Yeah,
and then Kenny versus Ospreay 3 happens at All In, and Ospreay wins the big one in front of 70,000 people in his hometown.
But then that's still 2-1 to Omega, isn't it? Even though he's won the. But
but he wins the belt. He wins the belt back in front of the biggest show AEW has ever done, kind of thing. So that's my theory, anyway.
I'll take that. But yeah, I think Okada wins this, and as I said, if Okada wins, Ospreay loses. So for me, Okada wins this.
Yeah.
And yeah, Ospreay. Well, we'll wrap up this match before we talk about the Billy Goat. It's going to be awesome, man. Danielson and Okada are just gonna freaking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, gonna smash each other's fucking heads in.
They could turn the lights off for half an hour, save some electric, because these guys are just going to light it up, and it's just going to be like pow.
Oh yes, definitely.
That's really. I apologise for that.
No, it's okay. That's usually as bad as the puns I do on when I'm posted on the Instagram.
But I'll be reading too many of your Instagrams.
Yeah,
It's going to be banging. Okada for the W, but Danielson's going to. Danielson, man. He's the best in the world for me, without a shadow of a doubt. He's fucking light years ahead of anyone else. And this match will just, even in defeat, you're just going to be like, you know what? Next time, Danielson gets it.
Yeah, cool. I'll be down with that. To be fair, I never really thought this was an argument. Who's the best, Danielson or Okada? I just thought Danielson was the best, to be honest with you. Okada's really good, but like Danielson's clear in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, Okada's very high up on the New Japan pecking order.
He's the guy. He's their Cena.
Yeah, he's their Cena. He's their Rock. He's the Mr. Sort of. He's their guy. It doesn't mean that he's the best wrestler. Yeah. He's far from it. The guy's way above average and better than a majority of people. But you're talking about Danielson, and for me, I'll slap anyone who says otherwise. I'm usually a pretty open guy. I've got my opinion. You've got your opinion. You can be right. I can be right. Let's discuss it. Yeah. But if you don't think Danielson's the best in the world, you're wrong.
100%. Actually. Unless you're going from like subjective opinions, but then the fact is that Danielson's the best wrestler in the world. It just is. Science, because science.
This right, and I forewarn you now. Whoever's watching this, with it in 3, 2, 1, you've got a Charlie Day gif coming up where from Always Sunny. And that's
yeah, fair man. Because science. All right, science.
Kenny versus the Goat, man.
Fucking hell. I don't even know what to say other than just let's go. Let's have it. Let's have it. Yeah. But yeah, we've already kind of discussed it a few minutes ago, but I do think Kenny gets another win here.
Yeah.
Will Ospreay is so blinded with rage and out for revenge that he doesn't get the win, and Omega pulls one over him. But then, like I say, that leads to All In and Ospreay winning the third match, winning the title back in front of 70,000 Londoners, if you will. So that's my hunch. Anyway.
Yeah, it's a good hunch. I'm not going to pick it apart. I think you're 100% bang on. And it still freaking amazes me. Like a couple of weeks ago, I was watching Ospreay and Lincoln, and then within a couple of weeks, I'm watching him on Dynamite. He's talking to Callis, and then on Sunday, I'm going to be watching him versus Kenny Omega.
Guy's got a wild life.
Again, a quick shout out to Ospreay for this, because after the 1PW show at Lincoln, I think he hung around for about 40 minutes afterwards and literally spoke to all the fans. It was like a merch area, and he came out in the merch area, and he's now face. Greg Burridge has turned heel, and
Future guest coming soon.
He is, yes. Start of July, Mr. Greg Burridge, the Booker one.
Explain yourself, you slag.
Dude, joking, he messaged me to sort of say, like, I'm going to shoot when, on the show, when we chat, I am shooting. So please, ended. And I was like, oh, damn, don't have a go at me. No, you done nothing. I agree.
I am just a platform.
But yeah, obviously, that's the thing as well. Obviously, Ospreay over here is face, which is why it backs up your theory. I think when they come over to Wembley, Ospreay's getting the W. He's getting that ovation, and the fans are going home happy, man. The fans are going to go with a massive smile on the face. But that means he looks at the lights at Forbidden Door. And yeah, man, it's just I'm interested to see if Callis plays a part in this, because obviously he kind of approached Ospreay on Dynamite this week. He
did, yeah. So he said that he was offering Ospreay military grade protection, right? So I didn't know this. I've not really clued up on Callis's actual wrestling career. I just know him as kind of the douchebag manager from like Impact and like now. So he was in a stable years ago on in WWF at the time with the guy that was the Kurgan, and then two other guys that I didn't recognise. Say again?
He was referred to as the Jackal, but
it's the Jackal
at the time, kind of. No, it wasn't the Misfits. That was the Misfits. Kurgan went into the Misfits after this. But I know which faction you're talking about. I can't remember the goddamn name.
Yeah, I saw a graphic with it the other day, but I can't remember for the life of me what the faction was called. But yeah, it was Callis in the middle with long hair.
Yeah,
which I never knew. And then the Kurgan and two other guys in like camo business stuff going on. So that might be what he was referring to. So yeah.
Because then after that he turned up in ECW. He was the executive. He was the studio executive in ECW. Video roles. I've kind of seen him through the years because I just watch far too much wrestling.
Never. It's impossible.
Far too much old wrestling. It could have been a nod. I've never even picked up on that, and that makes perfect sense. Yeah, I'll tell you about
the Truth Commission.
The Truth Commission, that was it. Yes. Kurgan went from that to the Misfits, and it was just really, really surreal.
These guys' names are funny. The Commandant, Kurgan the Interrogator, Recon, Sniper, Tank, and the Jackal. Build from South Africa. What the fuck?
But yeah, Callis has had a very, really, really weird career.
Evidently.
Does he cost Ospreay the match by accident? Because obviously, he wants Omega to lose. Will he try and help Ospreay, but therefore cost him the match? I don't know, something along those lines.
I'm not sure. Maybe. Maybe he'll try and help Ospreay, but inadvertently give Omega the win.
Yeah.
I literally just repeated what you just said, so processing it and giving it back to you.
Ospreay lose in a fashion that it warrants a third match. Because if Ospreay loses, it's 2-0 to Kenny, and then by that, it's vetoed, it's done. But they've got to do it so Ospreay loses in a fashion where it's like, no, that don't count, mate. No, bruv, I'm not having it. We're having one more match.
Bro. What about? I know we did it we saw it quite recently, but what about like if there's a time limit draw, or like a double count out, or a double disqualification, or something screwy that means it's a draw. So win, draw, other guy wins at the end. What do you think?
Time. Right, if they go to that match and it's a 30-minute time, it's a draw. If they go to a 60-minute match, yeah, something screwy happens. They announce a 30-minute match, that's a fucking draw for me.
Yeah.
Because
we had that on Dynamite, didn't we, with Adam Cole and MJF, like, a couple of weeks ago. So I don't know whether it's too soon, but it's something I've been pondering over.
It's better than a double knockout or some sort of Rock Mankind bollocks where both guys get fucking knocked out for 10 seconds. Yeah, like you said, the Adam Cole MJF thing is a spanner in the works, because they do it occasionally and it always works. Could you believe it?
Yeah.
But too soon. It's only been 2 weeks, like you say, since Cole and MJF kind of ran out of time. For me, if those guys hadn't done that a couple of weeks ago, that would have been the perfect ending to that Ospreay Omega match.
Yeah.
Jobs are good.
I'm sure whatever they've got planned is going to smash it anyway, because it's literally two of the best wrestlers in history. Certainly active at the moment, doing what they do best, and they've already delivered one of the best matches I've ever seen. So what's stopping them delivering another?
We are going to get a trilogy. We know we're going to get a trilogy. Like you said, it's it's going to happen, and it's just like, fuck my life. That's just mental.
Yeah. So yeah.
I'm totally lost for words. I zoned out now. I was just in my happy place. I was just thinking about. I was just fantasy booking Omega versus Ospreay, and it was just like, So Omega gets to win, or it's a draw.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Everybody's got a smile on their face. They've seen a potential match of the night. Sure. I'm just going to be like, Logan's going to be here watching it with me. I'm just going to look at him, and it's going to be the one time that I can call my kid bruv. I'm just going to look at him and go, bruv.
Yeah, fair man. Are you watching it live, or are you watching it after the fact?
I've got the Monday off, so Logan's coming round next Sunday. We're going to stay up. We're going to get it watched, and
I'll be watching it live too. So expect messages.
We need to kind of start. I don't even know if it's doable. I don't know if anybody watch it. Can you imagine just doing like a live record? Might just do it for the final match. Just
Holy
like
shit.
Like
just literally the both of us like. Could you imagine?
It wouldn't even be literally somebody would just log onto YouTube and just see us like this for 30 minutes.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Down. Worst video I've ever seen on YouTube. We're just like.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's gonna kick out. So Forbidden Door was my favourite pay-per-view of last year, which was a bit of a surprise. We watched it together, didn't we? Right? Yeah. You came over to mine, and we watched it, and we were both incredibly impressed at what we saw. So I have high expectations, especially with this card. Although there are a few people missing that I'll mention in a minute.
Who's missing? Who do you want to see?
So off the card, there was no. So I'll shorten it to LIJ because it's a mouthful to say. Ingobernables Japan. So you've got Naito, Takahashi, you've got Bushi, you've got Shingo Takagi. Just not on the card. They went on the card last year. They're not on the card this year. It's a bit annoying because they're my favourite faction in New Japan.
Yeah.
They just are. Naito's so good. I love Naito. And Yota Tsuji, the new guy. Guy's money. You
know what?
Go on.
They might be suffering from the bird camps. They might just not like to fly.
Maybe so. The bird camps are like that. And there's no Bishamon, but one half of Bishamon is on Rampage, which is a bit weird. Maybe the one's injured. I don't know. No Aussie Open because Mark Davis is injured. And the big one, I suppose you could say, is that Bullet Club are completely missing off this card. But I do feel like we'll get maybe a backstage face-off with Bullet Club, the new Bullet Club. So you've got David Finlay took over, and he's enlisted Clark Connors, Gabriel Kidd, Alex Coughlin, and so Dan Maloney.
Yeah.
So there's a story there with Dan Maloney, because it was Will Ospreay came out after a show in England and gave Dan Maloney a United Empire armband. So he was in United Empire for all of like 6 weeks before he screwed them over and joined Bullet Club, which was great by the way. Such a good swerve. I couldn't believe my eyes. They had me on toast. Amazing. Well done, fellas. So yeah, I do expect like the new Bullet Club to have like a face-off with Jay White and Juice, and I do think the guns are in Bullet Club at this point. I really do, because you can't have bullets without guns, right? Yeah, there you go. There's another pun for you. Because I do feel like they'll have a face-off to maybe set up a match down the line, maybe even at Forbidden Door 3 down the line. Bullet Club versus Bullet Club Gold.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, I just feel like it's something must.
It's fantasy booking galore.
Yeah.
From day one with AEW. That's why we can just fantasy book the shit out of it.
Yeah.
There's a name missing. I couldn't think of it for the life of it. It's Finlay. Of course it is. Yeah, why
David Finlay, yeah.
He was on Dynamite last year prior to Forbidden Door. He wasn't on Forbidden Door, but they kind of used him last year.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the guy's smashing up. I can. He's Finlay's son, for God's sake. You know, the guy's an absolute force. Regal, he was trained by Finlay and Regal.
Yeah.
And many other people once he became a young boy. The guy is an absolute force in that ring.
Yeah. Everybody seems to hate this new Bullet Club. Like, so many people just put a downer on it for some reason. But like, I like it, mate, because it's a completely different kind of Bullet Club. It's like his own words were, "I want savages in my Bullet Club." So he's gone out and got 4 mean motherfuckers. So, you know, he doesn't want the gimmicks, the T-shirts, the pictures, and the superstars and all that. He just wants savages. So it's a very different approach, and I'm all here for it, to be honest with you.
You're all in.
Yeah, man.
So, well, I'm hoping we will see, obviously, Finlay turn up. We'll see Bullet Club versus Bullet Club Gold. But yeah, Forbidden Door is going to be an amazing show. I'm not even going to try and undersell it. I'm not even going to worry about hyping it up so much that people watch this and then are disappointed. There's no way they're going to be disappointed.
No, not a chance, no.
Yeah, it's a cool pay-per-view of the year. Bang, right there. So, yeah, I'm quite happy with everything we've said. I think we've done it just. And yeah, you've got to talk about wrestling for the last hour.
Yay! I have these conversations with myself within my own head, but I don't know whether that makes me weird or not. So it's nice to actually say them to somebody.
So yeah, man. Right, we'll wrap it up. We will. I've just managed to get it under an hour, maybe. Socials, dude. You're in charge of the Instagram. You're doing an amazing job. Thank you so much. I don't think I say it enough.
My pleasure, dude. Honestly, it's not even effort. It's fine. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Obviously, the Work the Left Side Instagram. Ash is the man. If you want to plug the social medias for that and for yourself.
So my personal is at @Tankle_Grimoire. If you don't know how to spell that, just message the Work the Left Side and I'll tell you. But it's more for like death metal and personal stuff. So if you like death metal, give me a message. So Work the Left Side is at WTLS316. Give me a message. I'm always happy to talk wrestling wet, as I am here.
And obviously follow us on Twitter. It's WTLS 420. And on Facebook, just search Work the Left Side. You'll see us popping around. And yeah, obviously, if you agree with us, if you disagree with us, leave a comment. Tell us on Twitter, tell us on Insta, tell us on Facebook. Tell us we don't know what we're talking about. Tell you we do, and then we'll discuss it like grown-ups. And yeah, just like, share, spread the word, and keep your eyes peeled, because yeah, as Ash mentioned earlier, we've got Greg Burridge coming up. We've talked about Ospreay tonight. This is the man who trained Ospreay. This is the man responsible for Ospreay. So he's got loads to talk about. Yeah, I messaged somebody earlier. I'm hoping I'm going to be looking to hear back from them soon. And if I hear back from them, it'll be, I'll turn on the lights because there's going to be a moth coming in. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled. Thank you so much for talking. I know it's always a pleasure. It's never a chore. And yeah, we'll have to discuss the show next week and see how things went.
Yeah, dude. Always happy to do so.
Sweet. Watching. Thank you for putting up with us, and hit like, hit subscribe, and we will see you again very soon. We're back to 1 or 2 episodes a week maximum.
Smashing the content lately,
dude. I can't do it anymore, man. I'm fucking foodboard. But thank you for everybody who has watched all the stuff we've put out this week, and we will see you again very, very soon. Thank you. Bye bye.
Good night. Bang.